Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News, episode 225. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Brandon Hodge here, and welcome back to another episode of WWE News and Rumors. I'm sorry there hasn't been an episode when there was supposed to be. The total reason for that, I don't know what's going on, guys. Just, there's no juicy news to talk about, and that's why sometimes I like to do other videos, because sometimes just news, I'm like relying on something to happen, which I don't necessarily like, because I'm relying on something. I'm just like, oh, if there's no news, I can do a video, so it kind of sucks. But this whole channel isn't about news. I have a variety of WWE content here, and if you're just watching news, you're really missing out on all the other amazing stuff. But anyway, I'll shut up. We don't have really a whole lot to talk about today. I have a little bit to talk about. Some of these news stories are old, and that's just the case when there's not a lot to talk about. I kind of just got to gather up stuff in the past few days. So hopefully later this week there's some more stuff to talk about for WWE News episodes. But I'm doing other content this week, a lot of other content. But I'm still doing news, the same number of episodes I usually do per week, so don't worry about that. But I'll shut up and go ahead and talk about some juicy news stories and rumors. So here we go. The first news story, and this is actually the only confirmed actual news story I have for you guys today. So, the rest is rumors for this episode. So, the only thing I have right now, and I know this is a few days old, or maybe it's not, so you maybe haven't heard about this yet. So, basically, WWE, they have announced all of the pay-per-views that are happening in 2019, the locations as well as the dates. So, we know the dates, the locations, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, we already know half of this, or maybe some of you know all of it, but I'm going to say it anyway. So let's go ahead and go through the entire schedule for the year. I mean, we're not going to talk about stuff that's already happened. We're talking about stuff that's happening. So obviously, Fastlane is this coming Sunday. It's going to be March 10th, and it's going to be in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, so that's the first date. Next up, of course, we have WrestleFrickin' We have WrestleMania 35. It's going to be April 7th, and it's going to be in East Rutherford, New Jersey, of course. State line of New York, New Jersey. So it's basically like so close to New York City. I like to say it's in New York City, but you know it's not. But it's whatever, right? So the next pay-per-view, the first pay-per-view after WrestleMania 35, is actually going to be a show in Saudi Arabia. So they do not have a name for this pay-per-view yet, but it is going to be taking place on May 3rd. So May 3rd, there is going to be a pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia, and there is no name for it yet. So there's that. The next one is very interesting. So the next pay-per-view after the May 3rd show in Saudi Arabia is actually Money in the Bank. So they've moved Money in the Bank once again. I remember Money in the Bank used to be in like July, and then they moved it to June, and now they moved it to May. So Money in the Bank is going to be May 19th, and it's going to be in Hartford, Connecticut. So there's where that is. The pay-per-view after Money in the Bank is going to be on June 16th. So I guess this is the one is kind of replacing the day that Money in the Bank would usually be on a normal year. It's Backlash, June 16th. It's going to be in San Diego, California. After that, Extreme Rules, July 14th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'll try to go to that. I'm trying to like look at the whole thing and be like, what could I actually go to? And I'm like, oh, Philly, and maybe this other one I could go to, but it looks like there's only like 2 or 3 I'm going to be able to go to. I was hoping they would have more southern U.S. dates, but I get we kind of have to be fair with the rest of the country and stuff like that. And, yeah. So something kind of interesting is they're doing a lot of pay-per-views up north. Like, I would think that since they did WrestleMania up north in the northeast United States, the East Coast, whatever, I would think they would do more shows like other places to kind of even things out, but they're just showing a little favoritism to up north, the northeast here in the U.S., so it's kind of interesting. But anyway, where was I? So like I was talking about, like, on the northeast thing, like we have New Jersey, we have Hartford, Connecticut, we have Philadelphia. Like, they're just showing some favoritism there. But anyway, after the Philadelphia Extreme Rules show, it's SummerSlam time. SummerSlam, August the 11th, and of course, that is going to be an out of the country pay-per-view. It's going to be Toronto, Canada. Now, Toronto is a good location if we're doing a show in Canada, because it's actually like the same time zone as the U.S., well, the Eastern U.S., so it's like lines up, so it's not like some like wacky like time difference or anything like that. Well, Canada's not too bad for time differences and stuff. I'm just saying, as for like an entire international show, because if we go outside of like if we go outside of North America to like other countries, it gets pretty wacky with the times. But after the Toronto show, after SummerSlam, we have Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell is like the only pay-per-view all year that's going to be in the southern United States, or the southeastern United States. It's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. Hell in a Cell is in Atlanta, Georgia, September the 15th. After that, we have Clash of Champions. Clash of Champions, it's going to be in Sacramento, California, so they're getting out west a little bit there. It's going to be on October 6th. After that, we have another Saudi Arabia show because they have that massive deal with Saudi Arabia, as we all know, and we don't have a name for that either. It's going to be November 1st. Then after that, we're heading off to Chicago for Survivor Series, as they've already announced. November 24th, Chicago is getting Survivor Series, as well as with all the Survivor Series shows, and I've heard they're doing an access thing for Survivor Series now, so it looks like they're getting access, and it's going to be like Survivor Series week. Like we have WrestleMania week, so they're doing like that for the big 4 pay-per-views all the time now. So we're gonna have like a Royal Rumble whole week. We're gonna have a WrestleMania whole week. We're gonna have a SummerSlam whole week, and we're gonna have a Survivor Series whole week. So there's that. So the last pay-per-view of the year is gonna be TLC. It's gonna be taking place on December the 15th in Minneapolis. I do think Minneapolis deserves a show, but I'm just like, the timing kind of sucks in that because the weather's not too kind in Minneapolis in the wintertime, so have fun with that, whoever goes to that. But that is the only news story I had for you guys. It's just announcing all the dates for that. So I was hoping that they would do, now something interesting to like we noticed about this. There's 2 things. Like Money in the Bank, it changed. It's in May now. It's not in June anymore. And the other thing we noticed, there's not an all-women's pay-per-view this year. So I don't know if that tells us that WWE, they weren't happy when they did the all-women's pay-per-view last year, or they were just doing it just to make the public thing better. But they're not doing one this year. They're like, no, we're doing these. We're doing 2 Saudi Arabia shows. The women are not allowed there. They're not allowed to wrestle there, and there's no all-women's shows. So there's that. I mean, to be fair, they are giving back a little bit. They're going to have the women main event WrestleMania, but at the same time, we have these all-men shows. I mean, not like, it's not their choice to have the all-men shows. They just have to because that's the way the country is, unfortunately. But yeah, so no all-women's pay-per-view this year, unfortunately. So that's all the only news story I had to talk about. So now we're going to jump into some juicy rumors. Okay, the first rumor. The first rumor is about the Hall of Fame 2019 induction ceremony or whatever. So apparently this year, there's some major changes coming to the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So they're really, it's not necessarily good things. Basically, the rumor is Hall of Fame, at least for this year, I don't know if they're going to do this for every year, other than like a few years, like a few special induction ceremonies. They're basically not taking this seriously anymore. Like the induction ceremony, they're not going to spend as much money like setting everything up. The induction ceremony, they're going to dial back the time. I mean, like the time, everyone can agree, has gotten way out of hand. Like this induction ceremony, like has been set up before to just go for a few hours. And then, like, they kind of give freedom to the inductees for speeches, and the speeches just go on and on and on and on and on. And instead of this, like, this thing being, like, 2 hours long, like it should be, it ends up being 5 hours long. So I understand them limiting stuff, and I know last year they did do an effort to, like, kind of time them and not allow them to go on and on and on and on. But this year it's going to be, like, ridiculous. Like, they're trying to shorten this thing way down. I don't know how far they're going with this, if it's going to be, like, 3 hours max, or it's going to be 1 hour max. We're going to have the red carpet, pre-event thing, and then the actual induction ceremony. 1 hour, that's it, we're out of here. I don't know if it's going to be that drastic, but basically they're dialing it way back, and apparently they're not spending too much money or taking this year's too seriously. I'm not exactly sure why. I just think maybe they've invested too much in it in the past years and not got too much out of it. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And another thing, I just want to mention, can we have like an actual like Hall of Fame museum somewhere, please? Like the Hall of Fame is just imaginary. Like it's not real. Like it's just like Vince's list of people he thinks are deserving or whatever, I guess. Like I know it costs a lot of money, but to be fair, WWE, they have made a crap load of money. Like they've made like I remember WWE, they're like numbers, like their net worth is just like skyrocketed ever since they did this deal with Saudi Arabia. Plus they're doing this deal with Fox too and getting another $1 billion from that. It's like, holy crap, you guys have got a lot of money. So can we just like spend a little bit of money to open a facility somewhere just to have like a cool like WWE Hall of Fame thing? Like maybe like we'll set up something at Access some years, but like I'm talking about like a permanent thing. Like can we just have like a Hall of Fame place we can go and like just, you know, just have like something awesome. Like there's all kinds of like museums for the Hall of Fame museums for everything else. Can we just have like an actual WWE one? Like we could kind of have a discussion down below in the comments if you guys want. I know this is completely random, but where do you guys think this should be? My vote, I guess, would be, like, I live in Tennessee, so I'm not showing favoritism or anything. I think a good place would probably be, I would say New York, around New York City. I know that's extremely expensive, but I'm just thinking, where it all started, I guess. Or, I know the headquarters are in Hartford, or Stanford, so, I mean, I know the headquarters are in Hartford, so, I mean, maybe Hartford, but I don't know. I just have a good feeling about New York or something. I mean, I never know. You never know what they could do, but I'm just saying, WWE, I think that'd be a cool idea to actually have a Hall of Fame. Like, it wouldn't cost like a terrible amount of money in your like realm of how much you're making to do something like that. I think it would be very cool. Plus, you could charge for admission. You know, you can make a profit from that, from wrestling fans going in there to the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's not like you're gonna be losing money. So, anyway, next new rumor. I'm sorry to go off on that thing. That'd be an interesting idea. So the next rumor, it's about Arn Anderson. So Arn Anderson was released from the WWE along with the other few wrestlers. I guess it was last week. I'm sorry, I have no like good time memory. But Arn Anderson. So the rumor of why he was released, he let an intoxicated. Let's just put it frank. He let a drunk WWE wrestler still wrestle. So basically, somehow, somewhere, Alicia Fox was drunk, and she had a match scheduled, and Arn Anderson was like overseeing this match, he was producing this match or whatever, and he still let her wrestle, and apparently that pissed off Vince a lot, and Vince was like, yeah, that's ridiculous, like, she was drunk, she should have never been in that ring, that's just ridiculous, why didn't you stop her? You're fired. Apparently he did greenlight, like he knew what was going on, and he still let her, he's like, you're fine, go on, or whatever, but yeah, so apparently that's the reason he was fired. I don't know if it's true or not, it's just a rumor, but only time will tell, so we'll just have to wait and see. The next rumor is about Dean Ambrose. This is very interesting. So this goes along with what I was talking about in the last news episode about Dean Ambrose. Is he leaving? Roman Reigns is trying to convince him to stay. He's been added and removed and added and removed and added and removed from shows way past his contract, and apparently it looks like he's staying with the WWE, guys. I'm not saying he's staying 100% because I don't know. I have no connection with Dean Ambrose or anything like that, or any connection with the WWE or anything like that, so I don't know. But I'm just going off rumors from backstage. Apparently, here's the deal backstage, and this is just a complete rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. So basically, so he was going to leave WWE, right? He told Vince, when my contract comes up in April, I'm leaving. But there's a rumor going around right now that he has actually signed a new deal, but they're going to keep saying he's leaving for a storyline. So they're going to be like, Dean Ambrose is leaving in April, and they're going to use that as a storyline, and then a storyline. And then when his contract is supposedly like ending in April, he's going to disappear. He's going to disappear for a little while, right? And then he's just going to magically come back. Like he actually never left WWE, but they're going to pretend like he did. They're going to work with it. It's a work. Now, originally, I'm not saying this whole thing was a work, because it wasn't. He was really going to leave WWE, but apparently, this is all a rumor. He could still be leaving. I don't know. But the rumor is he was going to leave, but something was able to convince him to stay. Maybe it was Roman Reigns, maybe it was Vince, who knows. But they're going to work with it. They're going to use this as a storyline. He's going to disappear for a little while and then come back for something very significant. And they're going to do something amazing with him. So, I don't know if that rumor's true or not. It could be true, it could not be true. This is a total, we'll have to wait and see situation, but I don't know. It's very interesting, and I think this could come out very, very good, but we'll just have to wait and see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the final news story, the final thing I'll be talking about in this video, let me pull this clipboard down. It is about Ronda Rousey. So Ronda Rousey, as we all saw on Raw, she dropped the, well, okay, I do want to say, this video's coming out the same day as Raw, so I mean Raw last week, because as I'm filming this Raw, I haven't seen it yet because it's not time for Raw yet, so Raw's not on. We still have like an hour until Raw. By the time this video's up, Raw's probably already on, so I just want to say I'm filming this in the past, so I haven't seen Raw yet or anything like that. So if something happened on Raw with Rousey, which I'm pretty sure Rousey will be on Raw at some point doing something, I don't know what it is, but I'm talking about last week. So last week, Rousey left the title in the ring, she acted like she was like leaving the WWE, and she was like pissed off, and there's like a dual rumor thing here. The first rumor is that, Ronda Rousey is actually legitimately upset at Becky Lynch for the thing she said on Twitter. And then there's another rumor. The main rumor here is they're actually planning something very interesting here, because they're like, okay, so we're having this triple threat match at Mania. Now, realistically, who's the majority of the crowd cheering for out of all these ones? So we have the baddest woman on the planet. We have Ronda Rousey. We have I don't know what her title is. The Queen, I guess. The Queen, Charlotte Flair, and we have the man, Becky Lynch. So realistically, who's the majority of the crowd cheering for? It's probably going to be Becky Lynch. It's probably going to be Becky Lynch. So, what they're actually be doing is, they're considering doing, is turning Ronda Rousey heel. Turning her into a villain, the bad guy or whatever in this whole thing, just so, like, it's obvious, like Rousey's the heel and Becky Lynch is going to be the babyface. Everyone's going to be going for Becky Lynch and stuff like that. So this is very interesting. I do want to say Rousey doesn't necessarily have a lot of experience here in this business, but she's been, like, I'm not denying her anything. She has done wonderful with what she, with the amount of experience she has. I mean, a lot of people is like, she's been called up too soon. She keeps botching stuff and stuff like this. And I'm like, guys, you gotta cut her a break. Like, yes, people can be like, she didn't earn her spot, but yes, she didn't earn her spot in the business, but she earned her spot other places, and she has a name more than most people have or will ever have there in the WWE. So it's just kind of like a thing, but it's just very interesting because she's never worked as a heel. They're gonna have to work with her a lot to be like, okay, here's how you do this. I mean, I know you're a fan of the business, you kind of know, but we got to make it perfect. So this is gonna be very interesting to try to see, well, to see Ronda Rousey try to work as a heel. It's gonna be very interesting. But it looks like Becky Lynch is doing a full-on babyface. She's the person you're supposed to be cheering for, and then we have Charlotte and the champion Ronda Rousey. And it's just gonna be like a whole thing at Mania, but I don't know how this is gonna happen, but I just know things are about to get very interesting, and we're just gonna have to wait and see where things go. But there you guys have it. That is this episode of WWE News and Rumors. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a like and bring the channel. Make sure to subscribe. Before I let you guys go, I have to promote something because, you know, WrestleMania time's coming up. A lot of people are looking for tickets for WWE shows, for the access sessions, for the Raw after, for maybe even still WrestleMania. Like, I'm still looking for WrestleMania tickets. I want to say I have a partnership with SeatGeek. So I have a code that saves you money if you use it. The code is just my last name. It's Hodge. I believe it helps if you put in all capital letters. I'm pretty sure it'll still work if it's in lowercase, but just do caps just to be sure. So it's code Hodge. It's H-O-D-G-E. That's my last name here on the channel. So just code Hodge. Check out a SeatGeek. First order saves, I believe, $20 or 20% or something like that. Just use it. Helps support the channel and stuff like that. I appreciate it. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, like I said, give it a like, rate the channel, make sure to subscribe. It's absolutely free. And yeah, thanks for watching. Comment down below and we'll have a conversation down there, guys. And thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.